just seems to get richer. The poor stays the same. Uncle Sam lives up the street from us. He never goes away. We be chillin' on the boulevard, chillin' on the boulevard, chillin' on the boulevard, chillin' on the boulevard. Scraping up the quarters and the pennies and the couch. Gas prices going up, don't have no boulevard, chillin' on the boulevard, chillin' on the boulevard, chillin' on the boulevard. The pain is on too much to swallow. No, na na na, oh no, na na na, oh no, na na na. The pain is on too much to swallow. No, na na, oh no, na na na, oh no, na na na. Yeah, yeah, yeah. One time, two time, time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. One time, two time. When the pain is on too much to swallow. No, na na na, oh no, na na na, oh no, na na na. The pain is on too much to swallow. No, na na na, oh no, na na na, oh no, na na na. The pain is on too much to swallow. No, na na na, oh no, na na na, oh no, na na na. The pain is on too much to swallow. No, na na na, oh no, na na na, oh no, na na na. The pain is on too much to swallow. No, na na na, oh no, na na na, oh no, na na na. The pain is on too much to swallow. No, na na na, oh no, na na na, oh no, na na na. The pain is on too much to swallow. No, na na na, oh no, na na na, oh no, na na na. The pain is on too much to swallow. No, na na na, oh no, na na na, oh no, na na na. The pain is on too much to swallow. No, na na na, oh no, na na na, oh no, na na na. The pain is on too much to swallow. No, na na na, oh no, na na na, oh no, na na na. The pain is on too much to swallow. No, na na na, oh no, na na na, oh no, na na na. The pain is on too much to swallow. No, na na na, oh no, na na na, oh no, na na na. The pain is on too much to swallow. No, na na na, oh no, na na na, oh no, na na na. The pain is on too much to swallow. No, na na na, oh no, Oh, say, woo! Let's take this one to Africa. Tired of these 9 to 5s, don't get a chance to play. They take up all our time, they work us night until the day. We be chillin' on the boulevard, chillin' on the boulevard, chillin' on the boulevard, chillin' on the boulevard. Our pay is not enough, that's why our bills are late. Mickey D's is on the table, cause we can't afford a steak. We be chillin' on the boulevard, chillin' on the boulevard, chillin' on the boulevard, chillin' on the boulevard. And the pain is all too much, just holla, oh no, na na na, oh no, na na na, oh no, na na na. Pain is all too much, just holla, oh no, na na na, oh no, na na na, oh no, na na na. The richest seems to get richer, the poorest stays the same. Uncle Sam lives up the street from us, he never goes away. We be chillin' on the boulevard, chillin' on the boulevard, chillin' on the boulevard, chillin' on the boulevard. Scraping up the quarters and the pennies and the cows. Gas prices going up, don't have the money to go out. We be chillin' on the boulevard, chillin' on the boulevard, chillin' on the boulevard, chillin' on the boulevard. And the pain is all too much, just holla,
Greetings all. I hope everyone is having a wonderful Wednesday, this July 23rd, 2025. I wanted to share a few more things in regards to this 9/23 date. But I wanted to also go back to the origin, how we came up with this date of 9/23 and the origin of the 8778 number that brought us um, basically all of the revelations that are scripted in the scripture. Now, as all of you know, myself, Santana, we are not what you would call Bible thumpers or anything. We do believe in a creator. Um, and we do know that we live in some type of simulation, predictive program system. At least we know that. And the Bible and pretty much all the biblical texts um, let you know that. That's why they say history repeats itself. So when Santana and myself are speaking of rapture,
we're talking about Judgment Day.
We're talking about a balance. We're talking about Judgment Day. It is not the conventional thought in regards to rapture. Like I said, I don't come from a religious background. I just study. And those texts happen to be a major component to our existence here. And I look at it completely differently than most people who read it do. I try to look at it with honest eyes and look at it for what it is. I've said in videos over the past few years that my belief is that the Bible is a computer manual. And when I say that, I mean when you buy a computer, it comes with a manual that tells you exactly how to install all of the software, where to plug your plugs, your Ethernet cords to access the internet, and what are the things that you are going to run into when you are building your computer or putting it online so it can be for your use. That is what I mean by a computer manual, because I do believe that this is some sort of computer programming or programming in whatever sense you want to look at it. It's definitely encoded with a numerical system. And the reason why we know that is because that when we look at the different biblical texts, when we look at the art, the map, it all connects with numbers. So where language can be different, cadence is not detected because of translations, or I should say bad translations or no translations at all. The numbers stay the same. So through this journey, Santana and I chose to take a different route in looking into religion and where we are and all of those things. And we took the route of just looking at patterns. So let me pull up a couple of things. I apologize. My computer is moving really, really slow right now. But we're going to get through this. Hold on one second. Let me grab a couple of things. Okay. All right. So first off, let me be very clear. How we got to 887, it had actually, I'm sorry, 8778. It actually had nothing to do with a scripture at all. Like I said, Santana and myself, we look at the art as well because we realize that it all coincides with each other. The art is what the system would have displayed to actually show the true story, where religions just just can't seem to stay honest. They always, when they get to use language, when they get to use words, they get to manipulate. And don't get me wrong, art can manipulate as well. But I can tell you that we got that date, that number 8778 from the Last Judgment that is painted in the Sistine Chapel by Michelangelo. So the other day I was talking to Santana and I told him that, have we ever looked at 923 in the gematria calculator? Because we've written out what September 11th, 2001. We've looked that up, writing it out in words. What video? Okay, so Santana wants me to play the video, and I actually think that's a good idea too for anyone who is maybe possibly just hearing about this. So I'm going to play the video where we explain how we got to where we are, and then I'm going to show you in gematria what it says about the number 923. So let me share this with you. It's a very short video, so
can you dig it?
Last Judgment. Now, I know the Bible said that man was dig it. I understand all that. But I'm going to show you something. Show you a couple things. Now, I'm going to show you a picture. I'm going to go over a picture and I'm going to show you the picture. Now, the picture here that you are looking at is a clock. Okay? So I want you to understand you are looking at a clock. Now, it's discussing the Last Judgment because this is the day that everyone will be judged. And they're showing you what's going to happen that day. And they're showing you the dates. Now, as I said earlier, I declare that from the beginning, sorry, from the end, you saw the quote. So, what was the beginning of where we are today? If you want to find out and figure out how we got to this point where we are today, and find out what the beginning of it was, we look no further than September 11, 2001. We call that day 911. September 11, 2001, even happened on a Tuesday. Very else want to check the calendar to see if that's the actual date. So, that's the beginning of the world going crazy, but especially you American people, you folks who live in North America. I don't mean Mexico and Colombia and all those places in Venezuela. I mean America. When the world says America, you know what they mean. They're not talking about Canada. They're talking about America. You dig? So, after 9/11, the system created something called the Homeland Security. At this time, that's when you started getting strict. When they were able to start performing all this surveillance and making you have all these different things, documentation, blah, 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 all these things. That is the beginning. Now, I'm going to show you that it was the beginning. And I'm going to show it to you. Isaiah 46. I declare the end from the beginning, and from the ancient times, what is still to come. I say, my purpose will stand. All my good pleasure I will accomplish. So, the Creator is letting you know that He declares the end from the beginning. Okay? Here's another quote I want to show you. Esdras. Okay? The statement, Esau at the end of the world, comes from Esdras 6:9. It refers to the end of the first stage of this age or dispensation, not the little end of the world. The text uses Esau and Jacob as symbols of the Old Testament, the Old and New eras, with Esau representing the conclusion of the previous time and Jacob the beginning of the following one. Okay? So Esau is the end of the world. Those who know, that's the Christ. But this picture is showing times. It's showing you different times and different stages, and all the way up until the Last Judgment. It's still loading, but while we're loading, I'll point a couple things out for you. Okay. The geometric value for time is 144. That is 144,000 chosen. You think? Now, I'm going to go to the last judgment and let you see the time because it shows you. This is the clock you're looking at. And if you look at the clock, you see that this hour hand is pointing at the 9. You see that the minute hand is under the 11. Hence, not 11, the beginning. So, if you have a military clock, you also know that the 11 represents 23, the end. The end is 9/23 this year. Judgment date is 9/23 this year. September the 11th, 2001 to September 23rd, 2025 is 8,778 days. That is what's known as a palindrome. A palindrome is a word or a set of numbers that read the same if you read it forwards to backwards to forward. 8,778 days. Okay? So 9/23 is the date. Now, is that any proof? What's that show? That doesn't show anything. It's just some guy who's just trying to put things together. So since my words aren't trustworthy enough because our media does such a fantastic job of letting you know that anything that comes out of this vessel that God made is to be dismissed and made as to be a fool or a liar. Even though God made it, people get to do that. Now, since my words don't mean enough, let's go and use your science. Let's use all of your numbers and your systems. Now, let's put 8778 in my calendar and let's see what it has to show. Americans have been deceived for their entire lives. The Oval Office is a Judeo-British scripted clown carnival drama. Atomic and the nuclear bombs are fictional. They're telling you that this is a bunch of lies. Let me read it again. Americans have been deceived for their entire lives. The Oval Office is a Judeo-British scripted clown carnival. Drama, atomic, and nuclear bombs are fiction. Now, if you're trying to figure out whether or not it's true that nuclear bombs are fiction, they're murdering Palestinians right now in Israel with bombs. They've been doing it for more than a year. If they wanted to kill everybody in there, why wouldn't they have nuclear bombs? But you know what? I'll let you answer that question. If Russia had nuclear bombs, why are they sending men on the ground? Why don't they just send a drone and do what they need to do with a nuclear bomb? Instead, they're sending people there. You ask yourself that question. Don't ask me because I know this person again. I have returned to help mankind. One stipulation: I will never take an evil I will never take an mRNA, evil COVID clot shot, Jewish vaccine. Y'all understand? That's why I was banned everywhere. And y'all remember me telling everybody, screaming to the top of my lungs, that they were trying to kill us. It was poison, and do not take the vaccines. You can read that again. The old guard lost the war for control of humanity. Earth war. Libs are total useful idiots for the Judeo-neocon global warming farce. I'm not saying that. Read it yourself. Dig it. Oh yeah, that's more. For Jacob, this is for you, Jacob. Black and brown babies targeted by satanic cannibals. Leaked emails. Podesta, Clinton, Abramovich, fear cooking walnut sauce. Hang a witch today. Say babies. Jacob, did you hear that? Jacob, did you hear what they said? Jacob, did you hear black and brown babies targeted by satanic cannibals? See leaked emails. Podesta, Clinton, Abramovich, spirit cooking walnut sauce. Hang a witch today. But yes, this is just coincidence. Don't listen to me. You don't listen to me. You can look at the numbers. You look at these numbers. True spiritual and moral dedication isn't about achieving the final stage, but about continuously striving for love, regardless of challenges or failures you've encountered. 8778, huh? That's pretty cool, huh? Keep it going. Oh my God. Check this one out. Okay. Decode, Lord, please cut down those haughty in their heart, speaking with a forked tongue at me, for they have led me in the direction of my own anger confounded. Amen. Value was 8778. So they said, Lord, please decode, Lord. You understand? We're just getting started. And y'all think it's Father Jehovah, Jesus Christ revealed the truth to the word about Trump. Hush money. Sentences delayed to after the election. Y'all understand? Aren't these things awfully specific? We're not talking about a cloud and the moon and the star going to be here and a fish going to be here. This says Father Jesus Jehovah Christ revealed the truth to the world about Trump. Hush money. Sentencing delayed to after the election. You understand? Is that specific? Let's get even more specific. It's like the Twilight Zone. What international resolution don't Palestinians agree to? It's the racist colonizer who are differing and costing lives. You understand? It's like the Twilight Zone. What international resolution don't the Palestinians agree to? It's the racist colonizer who are dithering and costing lives. Oh yeah, listen, I got something for you today. Oh yeah, listen, I cracked this Mickey, a tree that grows without value soon cuts its luxurious branches and uses its own as full value. That's you, Americans. That's you, MAGA. Y'all keep on worshiping Trump. Keep worshiping your God, MAGA. Worship your God, but another Trump. Keep worshiping him. But you are the branches. You're getting cut down and eaten, Esau. All of you are getting eaten because you're following the devil. Can't you dig it? Keep black POW flags daily at government offices cultivates and support a permanent war culture mentality in society. You understand? So you wonder why they find these flags of POW because it cultivates and supports a permanent war culture. We've been at war for 93% of the time that we've been known as America. These are specific to you. That's some specific things. Oh, my goodness. Oh, geez. You have used music as a weapon to hurt me, and by doing so, you polluted it so I cannot even enjoy it anymore. Really? Really trap music? You understand what the CIA did when they made sure that all the messages came out in that trap in the 808? 808 is another, How far have I come in my understanding since I was a fan of Julian Assange before I knew that all of you were just actors? You understand? The media. How far have I come in my understanding since I was a fan of Julian Assange before I knew that all of you are just actors? That is. But y'all still haven't got to understand that you look at another number in geometry, they give you a whole bunch of different explanations that don't relate. But this one, everything I'm going to show you relates. And when you just go, a career officer in the U.S. military may have at one time long ago been an honorable achievement. But now with all of their nuclear and 9/11 lies, woo, did I mention 9/11 earlier today? Now with all of their nuclear and 9/11 lies coming to light. You understand?
Okay. So that is how we got the 8778, by looking at the clock that Michelangelo cleverly hid in the Last Judgment at the Sistine Chapel. This is 500 years ago, more than 500 years ago. It was a very, very long time ago. So, like I said, so I asked Santana, have we looked at what Gematria says about 923, the number? And when we did that, we found some very, very interesting things that I wanted to share with you today. Okay, so it says, be ready in September. Value in Gematria is 923. Now remember, we told you that we came up with 8778 and it had nothing to do with scripture or anything like that. This was the artwork. But coincidentally, some people are able to make a connection with scripture and the number 8778 as well. My point in saying this is that what will be will be. These numbers do not lie in regards to this dimension, this matrix that we currently are living in. So no matter where you're looking, whether it's the artwork, whether it's the biblical text, you are going to come up with this same date, 923. All right, let's go to another one. Apocalypse, Gematria value in Gematria is 923. And if you guys remember, apocalypse means unveiling. That's what COVID was all about. 923, Feast of Trumpets, value in Gematria 923. And during that week from 922 to 924 is the festivities for Feast of Trumpets. And look whose name is in there, Trump. On the real king and queen, the real king and queen, our back value in Gematria is 923. Sorry, I'm trying to zoom this in, but my computer keeps jumping. My pale horse of death value is Gematria 923. My pale horse of death. Sorry. I don't know how that just popped up. Can you dig it? QM value is Gematria is 923. Now, I didn't know. Santana threw that one in there. I had no idea that said that. That is hilarious. That's hilarious. I had no idea.
But don't listen to get you, dig it. He's a crazy man.
Seeing things clearly. Value Gematria is 923. And remember the whole part about your Christ consciousness and is the alignment, being able to see. It's all about blindness, us not seeing. He, God, returned to earth value is 923. And remember, we told you that 923 is supposed to be Judgment Day. Wrath path of the godson, 923.
A lot of people will die that day.
Pain is necessary,
A lot of
923.
people, a lot of people are going to die that day. Millions.
Innocent are dying, 923.
Millions of people are going to die that day.
Rapture of a Christian, 923.
And what's up? I mean, come on. I mean, I guess these are just mere coincidences.
Just a coinky dink. I'm just here to just share you guys with the tools that we have here and just show you what we got. The angel of destruction, 923. Mass execution, 923.
Millions of people are going to die that day.
No one can hide from Christ's karma, 923.
That's for you, CIA, FBI, Mossad. That's for all you who think you're getting away with what you're getting away with. You can't hide this time.
Vengeance of God,
I promise
923.
you. I promise you, you're not going to be able to hide. You better stop what you're doing.
So these are just a few that we wanted to share with you guys.
Go keep going. It's only
That
50
was
more.
it. That was it. That was it. That's just a few that we wanted to share with you guys, so you can see that no matter how you look at it, New Moon Rapture, he just did a video showing scriptures that he found that correlate with the math doing 9/11 to 9/23, 2025 as well. And like I said, that was not the route that we went. We went the route through the arts. So those who see will see it, and you'll have it. And we're sharing it with you. We're hoping that you share it with others, just because this information is important to share so people can know. And again, even in the scripture that Santana showed in the video he did, it says it's not the literal end of the world. I have a lot of people who leave messages like, "Oh, well, what are you going to do if the rapture doesn't happen?" And it's like, well, what exactly do you think the rapture is? We're not saying that everyone is going to die. We're not saying that the world is going to blow up, but there is a reset that is in place that has nothing to do for the people who are walking their path, who are walking in what they so call the righteous light. I don't speak those terms because I find a lot of hypocrisy in religion. But what is in these scriptures are exactly that. It's a script. And I think that people need to look at that for what it is. It's a script. It doesn't mean that you have to be like what I say, a Bible thumper and believe in this invisible force that's going to come, and you're praying for this invisible force to come save you or anything like that. It has nothing to do with that. And that is what I want to hammer home. It has nothing to do with that. It has all to do with that this is a numerical system that we are living in, and they are going by a script. Why do you think Donald Trump is in the White House right now? It's not because he was voted in, even though, I mean, America is so racist that they actually did vote him in. I mean, people really did make sure that happened. But he was going to win regardless, because that is who needed to be in that White House for this time. That's why they're talking about the sacrifice of the red heifer. Do you think that this is just coincidentally happening at this time? Or do you think that it's all been staged and planned? So Why would this 9/23 date be any different? I don't understand. We are not calling ourselves prophets. I am willing to go out there and reach out on a limb and say there probably weren't any prophets. I believe that they knew the patterns, they were recognizing the patterns. The reason that we're sharing it with you is because we want you to look at the patterns. We are parents that are under a tremendous amount of stress. We have four small children. We cannot put the time and energy into these patterns the way that we could if we had more freedom. But if everyone else would take a look at the artwork, at the number patterns that are in the different biblical texts. I haven't read all these biblical texts. I haven't even gotten through all of the King James because I just can't. It's just not my bag. It's not my thing. And, it's just not. I'll find it a different way, and that's why it takes me a little longer than some. But if everyone would do it, then maybe we could make the proper adjustments for when these things are going to happen. I mean, don't you see that they're always prepared? They're always prepared because they know this shit. So instead of people wanting to criticize us as if we are trying to be the all-knowing or know-it-alls or whatever you think of us, I really don't care. Maybe you should step back for a moment and just look at the numbers for yourself and see if you can add. See if you can find something that is valuable for us to share. That's what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be sharing. We're supposed to be building together. I don't understand why we're not getting this, so I don't understand why people are not getting that we are supposed to be communicating with each other so we can look out for each other. I don't understand. They have in scriptures about volcano eruptions and earthquakes and all of these things are supposed to take place. Well, wouldn't it be cool if you knew when these things were going to happen so you could make the proper adjustments for when these things happen? I don't get it.
You got some questions?
Let's see here. Oh, hey, Frank. I'm looking at I had Santana just gave me some glasses. Okay, the Last Supper isn't a painting of Jesus and his disciples. I forget what it was in actuality. We were simply told that that's what it was. 9/23 is the birthday of Augustus Caesar. And they also say that 9/11 could have possibly been the conception or birth date of Christ as well. But I'm talking about the Last Judgment, not the Last Supper. Do you know the difference? The Last Supper is the one when they're all sitting at the table with, all of Judas and all those cats. I'm talking about the Last Judgment that's in the Sistine Chapel. That's the one that I'm talking about. Let me pull it up for you so you know which one I'm talking about. And the Last Supper is actually talking about, and again, that's not talking about Jesus Christ either. It's actually showing you the super volcano. It's the last super volcano. Let me show you. Yeah, everybody, I am not trying to take people away from their faith or anything like that, okay? Because at the end of the day, I believe that placebo is the most powerful medicine that we have here on this earth. What you tell your mind will be, and that goes right along with hope. Hope is our most powerful weapon that we have to ourselves. But us as humans, because of the conditions that we're having to live under, we often find ourselves kind of jumping out on a limb and looking for something outside of ourselves to help us when we don't feel that we have the strength or just don't want to put the work in ourselves, because that is what your salvation is. Your salvation is you. It is. I'm sorry, my computer is taking so slow to open up. It's moving though. We're getting there. Let me share this with you. Okay. This is the Last Judgment. I hope you can see this. It's taking forever to load. They've got bugs or something in my computer. I have to, maybe somebody could be kind enough to help me debug my computer because it is performing miserably. But this is the Last Supper. It's not moving. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to get this thing to open up. Let's see. Share this instead. This, Frank. If you can see that, I'm trying to blow it up a little bit more. This is what's in the Vatican. And this is a depiction of the Christ and Mary. And we put a clock up to it. Okay, correct. It may be more likely that Mary Magdalene was born on September 11th, although it has been written by at least one author and interpreted by many that this date was associated with Jesus. Yeah, exactly. They don't know. I mean, well, I don't know who knows what. Maybe the Mormons know. Maybe the Mormons though, because they're the great record keepers. But this is, let me see if I can push this back out some more. Hold on. Go to another view. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it's a lot going on in this picture. Santana and I have done extensive breakdowns of this painting, but it's even bigger. Yeah, we've been to the Vatican too. We went to Rome in 2000, no, 2006, 15. No, it was before Santana. So 2013. No, it was 13 because he was born in 14. It was like the end of the year, 2013, 2014. We went to Rome and we went through there, and it was hilarious, right? Because I've always, I don't have a disdain for religion the way that I used to, because I just thought it was just so hypocritical. But that was before I really understood what I was looking at, which religion is very hypocritical. But but I was not appreciating what it was actually showing me. Um, I was looking at the words. I wasn't paying attention to the patterns. I wasn't paying attention to the numbers. I was just looking at the words. And that's how it deceives you. That's how it deceives you. But anyway, when I was walking through the Vatican, when I was walking through the Sistine Chapel, it's really dark, and they tell you that you can't use the flash on your camera to take pictures, which you would need to take pictures in there because it's so dark. But they're doing it for the preservation of the paints and yada yada yada. But literally, so they have somebody in Italian saying, silencio, silencio. This is a place of worship, yada yada yada. But literally, I can, like, through the hall across at the end where the door is, where you exit out, you see a souvenir shop. I mean, what? How cheesy is that to be in such a sacred place? You know what I mean? You're literally selling souvenir Jesus at the end of the hall. It's insanity to me. It's just a big gimmick. Um, but there's a lot there as well. Um, you know, I just was not ready mentally when I went, clearly, because I was so irritated. But now I'm in a different place. I have more patience to look and try to receive the information. So that's where we are. But anyway, his hands, that is a minute hand and an hour hand, the way that he is displaying his arms and everything. So he's giving you a date. He's giving you a date, and it might even be giving you a time, but we have not figured out an actual physical time. But we definitely found the date that way, and that's how we got the 8778, which was the days of the number of days in between 9/11/2001 to 9/23/2025. This year, autumnal equinox lands on 9/23, and the Jewish holiday Rosh Hashanah lands on, yeah, that's the Feast of Trumpets. That's the one that starts, I believe it starts 9/23 to 9/24. Yeah. So this wasn't going to be a long video. It was short. It was just so compelling, those few screenshots that we found. Um, that we wanted to share with you guys for the number 923. I mean, it is just endless confirmation that it is definitely going down. And I really pray that all of you receive this message and you do your shadow work that is required for you. So I really hope that you guys do the work that you need for yourself, to make sure that you are aligned for this shift that is definitely taking place on 9/23. Sheba Batista, greetings, guys. I haven't tapped in the last 2 months. Let Santana know that I named my grandson after him. His name is Cairo Santana, born 4/25/25. Oh my gosh, that is amazing. Santana, Sheba Batista named her grandson after you. His name is Cairo Santana. Oh my gosh, that is beautiful. I love you guys and appreciate all the work you do for all of us. We appreciate you, Sheba. We appreciate all of you, and we love all of you. Like, I know that sometimes we come on here and we're really frustrated, but that's just because when you are taking in this kind of information and these downloads, and you're not able to get it across the way that you really need it to be, so the wide range of consciousness can take place, it can be frustrating. But we are never frustrated with people like you, because you guys understand. This has nothing to do with ego. This has all to do with us knowing this information does absolutely nothing. Me and Santana having this information in our minds and our heads and everything, we can't do anything with it. Nothing can change, nothing can shift without all of us on the same accord. We have to get on the same plane. We have to get on it. That's the only way that this works. So I'm just grateful that you've received this information, that it's helped you in any kind of way, because through our journey has been very, very difficult, and not to lessen anyone else's journey, because everybody has life and life be lifing, you know. But I really wish that I had some of this information when I was going through what I was going through, because I would have done some different things. I would have made different choices. And people had the information. People knew this information, and it wasn't shared with us. And that's why generationally we lose so much. We lose so much because people are gatekeeping and keeping information. So thank you for that, Sheba. That is amazing. That is beautiful. Two of my boys, our firstborn son, his name is Santana, and our secondborn son, his middle name is Santana. So I love it. Thank you so much. Many blessings to you in Cairo.
Shout out to Cairo Santana.
Also, according to the real Christmas story, Jesus' birth was November 22nd, same date that JFK was assassinated. I haven't heard November 22nd, but I remember when I was younger, I lived next door to my friend. He was a Jehovah's Witness. And when I was younger, I was kind of like a weird kid, probably more bored than weird than anything, or maybe a combination of both, a good balance of it anyway. But I would go to any of my friends' place of worship, no matter what their religion was, because I just wanted to get out the house and I just wanted to understand life. So I went everywhere. And I would go to the Kingdom Hall, and I remember them telling me that Jesus' birthday was actually in October. So I don't know. Let's see. By the way, November should be the ninth month, correct? So that is 9/22 or the eve of 9/23 on the 13-month calendar. That's interesting. That's interesting. Mm-hmm. That's that you dropping some bombs here, Frank.
What calendar is he looking at?
Is that the Ethiopian calendar you're talking about? The 13 months? Because is the Ethiopian calendar 13 months?
Mm-hmm.
I think so. Confirm that for me, Frank. My brain is all over the place right now. But let's see here. Yeah, November 22nd is when JFK got assassinated. And also it's actually 11/11. It's actually 11/11. It's triple 11/11s. You have such a beautiful husband, and his intelligence is everything. I would love for my first grandchild to carry such character, wholeness, and blessings. Oh, thank you. I think the same thing about him. I think he's pretty fantastic. And I want that for my boys. That's why we fight so hard, because so much was taken from our first boy when he was vaccine injured. And hopefully they don't take my video down for saying what happened to my son, but I won't go into detail. But yeah, that happened to my son. So we're getting it back, and we will get it back. We do that. We do know that. I do believe in miracles. I do believe in putting that work in, and I do believe that if we put our minds to it, anything is possible. So I know that we'll get him back. But that's I was so happy. We have three boys and we have two girls. So and they all have a little piece of him in them, and I just love those pieces of him so much. And I just appreciate that other people can value what he offers to this world. Um, Thanks, Frank. I definitely share all I found about 9/23 with Santana. Many flags get raised surrounding this number. Isn't it interesting? We just saw some guy do a video, I think it was yesterday or the day before, and he was talking about the 8778. Ironically enough, it's hilarious because everybody's kind of like quoting New Moon Rapture, which I totally appreciate, because we've got videos boasting about New Moon Rapture. We think he's amazing at what he does. But like nobody knows that Santana is the one who came up with that 8778 and shared it with New Moon Rapture. And he's expounded on that revelation so far. But it's circulating, and that's the part that matters the most. That matters the most. It's that the information is getting in out there. I love you as well, Ariel. You're a special, beautiful woman. Thank you. I like to think of myself as a special lady. I appreciate that. I'm just doing what I do. Okay, which is why they often make generalizations of Jesus being born around the autumn time framed due to verses in scripture which references the astrological constellation of Virgo. Mm-hmm. Because and check it out. That makes sense, right? Because 9/11 would make him a Virgo, and what is the mirror reflection of Virgo? Pisces. And that is what the representation of Jesus was supposed to be. Pisces, spring, resurrection. So it's a split. It's the mirror. It's the mirror. And again, 62 is the inverse of 26, which is the gematria of the tetragrammaton. I don't know what that is.
That's God.
Oh, okay.
26 is God. 62 is the. Okay. The 62. When you look at the 62 on gematria, you're going to see that 62 means ignorance, because the creator of this physical world, this false reality we're living in, is ignorant, Yaldabaoth, and he's also the God of the blind. And he's ignorant because he tried to declare himself as the only God, because he doesn't know. And that's why in our language, that's why in gematria, 26 is a number for God. So in this system, they've inverted everything and turned 60 and use 62 because it's the opposite. And that's the reason why the English language, that's why it's so important that the system wants you to speak English, because it's 26 characters in the English language. So we carry the frequency of the Creator, the Supreme, the Most High in our words, the 26 characters. And this is the reason why they inverted everything and have us who speak English reading from left to right instead of from right to left, because they inverted everything, and they inverted the actual essence of God that are within the words, because your book tells you that the first there was the Word, and the Word became flesh. Well, they took the words and inverted them and have us casting spells on ourselves without actual words. But the 26 means God, 62 means ignorance, blindness, Yaldabaoth, demiurge. And we're finding this out. We should be sharing this. We are sharing it. You guys should be sharing it too. Just don't tell them it came from me, because then they'll say, we don't want to hear it.
So yeah, the 62 and it's also 62 and 13 are the same. They're the same. If I could figure out, me, Santana, and Destiny, we did like a super, super long live like a year or so ago when we were breaking down 62 and 13, and she did a whole chart and graphs and stuff, Destiny, for all of y'all who follow us.
Smartest person on X.
Definitely smartest person on X. But anyway, she did a graph for us to show that they mirror each other. So when I get some time, I'm going to go through the video so I can find just that specific part, so you guys can get your mind blown. I love blowing your mind. Let's see here. Also, the simple numerology of God. Okay. Also, apparently, Maze didn't know. And guys, the people who we're speaking of are from X, the X platform. So if I'm saying names that you don't know, these are like big space holders that run spaces on X, and people have big discussions. Apparently, Mace didn't know this, but Destiny and I and some others know this. Donald J. Trump and Hillary Clinton are 19th cousins. Yeah, I didn't know what cousins they were, but I know that all of these people are related. That's the only way that they're there. But somebody actually sent me a interesting thing that said a rough estimate, considering data like the percentage of Americans who are related as 19th cousins, involves understanding the concept of cousins relationships and scales of human genetic connections. Here's a breakdown and definition of 19 cousins. 19th cousins share a common ancestor who is 19 generations back. So, like, there's like a huge possibility that like all of us are like each other's 19th cousin. So, I mean, not to like lessen that, but like I believe that they're closer in relation than 19th cousins. Like you and I may be 19th cousins. You understand what I'm saying? Like all of these people are connected. That's the only way they can get there. Um, Interested in how that flip inversely. Yep. The tetragrammaton is the 4-letter acronym for the full 42-letter name of Yahweh. Okay, I didn't. Santana knows that stuff. I didn't know. So you're telling me something that I didn't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know all of these like big words. You know what I mean?
Islam and Christianity are about to merge.
Well, Islam and Christianity are the same. That's the funniest thing about all of this. And listen, Christians, do not come for me, okay? Because I'm on the right side of history, okay? I'm on the right side of history. I'm on the side of peace, tranquility, and love and truth, okay? So don't come for me, all right? But Islam and Christianity are the same. They are the same. Okay. Now, Judaism is a different story, which is the craziest thing because you have America, a huge Christian based country, backing a country, Israel, that does not recognize Christians' Messiah, Jesus Christ. But Islam does. You are not considered a true Muslim if you do not acknowledge the divinity in Jesus Christ. And Mother Mary. They love Mother Mary. Islam, they have a day where they just worship Mother Mary. And they watch documentaries about her all day long because their goal, the women's goal, is to walk in the light of Mother Mary. Yes. So the idea that we're supporting a country, our Christian country is supporting a country that basically looks at Jesus Christ as like a black wizard, and he is not a Messiah, and he did not fulfill prophecy. And we're demonizing Islam, who glorifies the Messiah, Jesus Christ, is probably the most oxymoronic stance that we could ever be a part of. And people don't see through that. And people are still saying that Islam did 9/11. Even though a whole bunch of Jewish people didn't go to work that day. I'm not going to go down that road. I have videos about 9/11 already. So if you want to look, and I've gone into great detail about all of the connections, including movies and numbers and everything and artwork, so if you want to look down that, I just didn't want to turn this into a 9/11 thing, but I can talk about 9/11 all day. I could definitely do that because that topic is something that I don't think that we should have ever walked away from. It's in fact, the reason that we're in the situation right now is because we just glossed over 9/11 and went along with the ridiculous idea that Islam was behind bombing a Christian country who worships the same Messiah. Who's the radicalist, right? Let's see here. So I've been in position to study both Christianity and Judaism in detail. It's because the Zionist, satanic, false Jew, non-Semitic, non-Hebrew have responsibility in distortion of jihadist Islam. So, okay. This is true. But This was all by design as well. Okay. The point is, they have aimed to weaponize all three of the Abrahamic religions. And bam, right there.
There you go.
Abraham. Let's do it. Okay.
Go ahead. Do it.
All right.
Do
So, as I've been doing my studying, Christians, do not come for me. And if you do not want to hear truth, then you can exit now. I will not be offended. I am not trying to offend you. This has nothing to do with you, what you believe, and this doesn't take anything away from your fate and destiny. Okay?
Well, all of them, Muslims, all of them are going to come to you after this.
Yeah. But Abraham, like I said, did not grow up in a religious background. My father was definitely the smartest man that I ever knew, outside of Santana. But even with Santana, my father probably was the most read person I think I've ever met in my life. Would you agree, Santana? And this is Santana agreeing. My father read everything. He was a researcher, not like doing vlogs and blogs and all that kind of stuff or whatever. He just kept it all in his mind. And he just was constantly searching for answers and the truth. So he read everything, went down every avenue, okay? But he did not raise me to be religious. He just raised me to know that we do have a God, we do have a creator, and be the best version of yourself that you can be, and do unto others as you would want them to do to you. So that's my core. I just wanted to give you some preference because I didn't want you to think that I do not come from a biased core. That's the reason why I brought that up. All right. So recently, I guess it's been about it's been about 9 years, close to 10 years, that I've actually given religion and biblical text a real deep dive. And within my studies, I would characterize Abraham as a straight ghetto nigga.
Hood nigga.
Hood nigga. Okay? Hood nigga. And when I say nigga, it ain't talking about black. It ain't talking about, because I'm sorry, anybody who behaves in the manner that Abraham did is considered a nigga to me. I know white people who behave in the way that Abraham do that I would call, that's a nigga right there. Okay? And when I say this, I mean it. Okay? Abraham had a gambling problem. He lacked discipline. He had affair. He was an adulterer. He pimped out his wife, had her pretending that she was his sister so they could get a get up. Okay. Then he knocks up his wife's handmaid. And let's not forget what handmaids were. Okay. What was her name? Helga. What was gosh, I'm trying to think. What come on, y'all. Help me with the name. 1 second, guys. I got a brain fart right now. But Hagar. Sorry, I apologize. Hagar was the handmaid of Abraham and Sarah. Okay. And it's actually Ibrahim and Sarah or something like that, because their names got changed. Just like in the city, just like in the system, when you get caught up in something, you go in what? Witness protection, and you get new identities. I.e., my name now is Abraham, my wife's name now is Sarah. Now that I get to have a new covenant and I get to make a new kid and we get to have a kid on our own. So instead of dealing with what you've done with creating this beautiful life that God has given you with Hagar, Ishmael, you kick they ass out. You kick your baby that God blessed you with this handmaid who you had an affair with on your wife, and your wife was down with it. Now, we don't know how willingly Sarah was down with it. We don't know if it was a situation where she was guilted so poorly because she could not give Abraham a child or not, and her self-esteem was so far down in the pits that she was just like, okay, yes, okay, we'll raise this child. This is our child. But either way, you get to flip a new deal, get a new identity, kick Ishmael and his mother out in the woods, and now you get to move on with your happy new life, with your happy new baby in your old ass ripe age. You and your wife. Okay? So, what do you think happens to that firstborn who gave you what you wanted? Because he wanted a son. He wanted a son. He was given a son. He threw his son out in the woods with the mother.
Wilderness.
In the wilderness. Yeah, in the wilderness. They were on their own. And they became Islam. Okay? So I want you to look at the origin of the father of Islam and look at what happened to the child that became the father of Islam. Okay? And then I want you to look at the second born, Isaac, who got everything. Fresh new start. I mean, down to parents getting new names, new identity, sitting in a new light, a brighter light, a favorite light. And it's put on a pedestal. Is that not what's happening with Judaism and Islam right now? Look at the children. Look at the parents. And then people will get to see how these things were created. Abraham was in his late 30s or 40s when Noah passed. Abraham went through the Melchizedek priesthood in order to get his approval to establish his own land separate from Canaanites. All I know is Abraham was not walking in a righteous light. And they get to pretend with these bloodlines because, let's be real, that's what we're talking about. The same way that we're talking about these bloodlines with these political figures and all of this kind of stuff. And Hollywood is all bloodlines. Is the same way that we need to be looking at the Bible. Because remember, nothing is new under the sun. And these are descendants from these bloodlines. So nothing is different. So all of the passes, all of the Hunter Bidens and all of these people, this is what was happening in the Bible. And trust me, 4,000 years from now, they're going to be talking about them and making it seem like these people were something that they were not. But see, I don't have a choice in this. I have to look at things for face value of what they are. And what was done to Ishmael was horrible. It was horrible. And look what continues to happen to the Islamic world. It is horrible. By a spoiled child. That is what we're witnessing right now. And it sounds so elementary, but God knows that is where the root of it all is. Things seem like people try to make these things very complicated, but when they are not complicated at all, they are transparent. Another question becomes which of the Anunnaki and their hybrids? Ishmael was a sad story indeed, absolutely horrible. Absolutely. But it gets glossed over. Like, I mean, it completely gets glossed over. I mean, it really turns into Isaac is just everything because he was Abraham and Sarah's actual child. You know, and it's like, but wait a minute. Ishmael was brought here. Ishmael was a gift. Was yeah, to laugh. Ishmael means to laugh. And what pumps out more endorphins and is more contagious in the best possible way than to laugh? Nothing. Nothing. That's why comedy is so therapeutic because it makes you laugh. It makes you feel good. It releases those endorphins that are dormant all day long when you're dealing with the Isaac world. Because the Isaac world sucks for you. It does. So there were Nephilim in the days of Atlantis. Frank, I believe everything that is here now was here then. Again, nothing is new under the sun, including our music. You ever hear music that's supposed to be a new record and you hear it and you're like, you're rocking to it, you're jamming to it, but you're like, why do I feel like I've heard this before? Because they're just recycling the music over and over again too. That's why they have to own it. That's why the artists never own their catalogs when they're done. That's why there's no legacy. There's no legacy really financially for the longevity legacy for the musicians' children and grandchildren. There's no legacy wealth.
Beethoven died.
Yeah, poor. Beethoven died poor. Chopin, all of them.
Their music is still
and their music, you can play. I can use their music and not get a copyright. They're just recycling the same thing. They just got us on a hamster wheel. They're just recycling the same thing over and over again, including the art, including the religious text. That's why we came up with 923 by looking at the art, and New Moon Rapture came up with 923 because he listened to us. And he also found connections with scripture. You're going to end up in the same place because it's all recycled. It's a cycle because it is a cycle. It's cyclical. It's just like the woman's menstrual cycle. If we want to be real, we should be following the woman because the woman is dictating the true natural cycle of the earth. And I am not a feminist, okay? I'm not a feminist, but I'm just saying that we produce evidence that we are directly connected to the true cycle of life. From the time of 9558 BC and to the foundings around 3900 BC of the first Egyptian dynasties, Mesopotamia, Chaldean, and Syrian cultures, etc., it all did indeed exist back then and in the prior ages. Absolutely.
But they had better and more. They had free energy.
I don't know. They still had slaves. So,
But slavery turned to something different.
It may have turned into something completely different, but they still had them. And I don't know.
Chattel slavery was a horse of a new man.
Chattel slavery was definitely a horse of a different color. Let's see here. We should be on a 13-month cycle. Well, clearly, I mean, our months don't even make sense. As you pointed out earlier, November is Nueve. It's 9. October is Oct. 8. September is Septembre. 7. So we know we're being lied to, or the names are lying to us. Which, either way, we're being lied to about where we are. And we all decided to just go along with it. and everybody gets to blame Caesar. And I mean, I'm not against it, but I know that there's more to the story than just, this guy Caesar being able to change a calendar.
That's a lie. Too. All that's a lie. The whole history is a lie. It's too much to get into, but all the history is a lie. That's why people need to stop with the history. All of the history is a lie.
Mm-hmm.
Just stop. Let's just stop everything.
Start over.
And just look at everything today.
Yep.
And ask, does it make sense? Anything that's taking place.
Yeah.
And the answer is, none of it makes sense.
And what's more manipulative than daylight saving? Yeah. What's more manipulative than that? I mean, nothing actually changed, but you make us change our clock. Yeah, they've been lying to us for a very long time. A very long time. So that's why it's important for us to share, not gatekeep, and keep this information going. And because it makes a difference. It really makes a difference.
You got 2 months.
So get yourself together. Try to get yourself in shape. Do some fasting. Get your frequency right. Get your affairs in order. And, just be patient. Let the cleanse happen, because it's going down. Shout out to Malcolm Jamal Warner again. He was such a huge component to young Black boys knowing that they were more than just something that could be an extra in a hip hop video or a thug on the side of the corner, Sheba Batista, everything is a lie. Everything is a lie. I'm sharing with y'all because I want people to have the knowledge. Same thing. That's all we want to do. That's all we want to do. All we want to do is share the knowledge. That's it. But yeah, the paintings are just like religion. What they're telling you you're seeing is not what you're actually seeing. It's not what you're seeing. And this painting is called Judgment Day. Right. Last Judgment, right? It's Judgment, Last Judgment. And the Last Supper is the last super volcano. We have worked hard for it. I believe we have.
Yeah, we earned it.
I believe that we definitely earned the right to have the truth.
We've earned the right to be judged.
Oh, we definitely earned the right to be judged.
Yeah, we deserve it.
For sure.
Happens, we all deserve it.
Smithsonian has hidden giant skeletons of Nephilim. It's giant skeletons everywhere, though. Like the Smithsonian is definitely one of them, but they're everywhere. We're literally living on top of them. See, if you go through the country, and it's not just down here in South America, it's all of the Americas, all over the world. When you see those mountains, all of those are giants. It's giants everywhere. And we're desecrating them. We're building buildings on top of them. It's insane what we're doing here. It's barbaric what we're doing here, actually. And it needs to stop. It needs to stop. Just like they used to call dinosaurs dragons. Absolutely. Absolutely. And all those bones that they have in the Smithsonian of dinosaurs, half of them are fake anyway. They might have a piece of something, and then they just add a bunch of manufactured things to create their little fictitious dinosaurs and all that kind of stuff.
The word dinosaur did not come into existence until the I think 1826. There's no mention of dinosaurs throughout history, and no one talks about dinosaurs. You hear people talking about dragons, flying dragons. You hear of, but there is no mention of dinosaurs anywhere. The term dinosaur got created in 1800s by two cats out of Oxford, if I'm not mistaken, the UK. So that's a brand new thing. There's no mention in the Holy Scriptures about anything called a dinosaur. Now you do hear dragon, but you don't hear dinosaurs It just popped up out of nowhere, which lets you know that it's garbage. And the reason why they decided to call this new thing a dinosaur is exactly that. They were finding these humongous bones, these huge Nephilim bones. So instead of telling you and acknowledging that this part of the Bible was correct when it was talking about Nephilim and these giants, they needed everything in the Bible to be made fake. So instead of telling you, okay, these are Nephilim bones, some cats out of the UK said, oh, these are called dinosaurs. Just in the 1800s, brand new terminology. It's brand new. They weren't speaking about it. You don't see it in the literature. This is a brand new word.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull something up for you guys right now. Just ask yourself if you know, why is it such a big deal to make us believe that dragons are fictional and dinosaurs are non-fictional? My computer's moving extremely slow,
I
but
got a better question for you. All these kids, even my kids, love dinosaurs and they make dinosaur sounds. But if you ask my kids about all the animals on the planet that are living right now, they can probably give you about 20 or 30. Don't you think it'd be more important to teach the children who are living today with millions of different animals and species? Wouldn't it make more sense to teach them about the animals who they are living with today than something that supposedly has existed 60 million years ago? Like, there's dangerous plants, there's dangerous spiders, there's poisonous snakes, there's poisonous centipedes. There's a lot of animals out there that have a lot of unique properties. There's millions of different species. You're telling me that the curriculum thinks it's a better idea to teach them about something that was here 60 to 100 million years ago instead of teaching them about what's here right now alongside with them? Just ask yourself that question. Does that make any sense? If it doesn't make any sense, then you mean you're hiding a lie.
doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, they do think that we're idiots. That's why Destiny went on a rampage yesterday in the space that we did, because nothing is more infuriating to someone who is not an idiot than when someone is trying to make a fool out of you.
And
you want to piss somebody off, do that.
and all of this, every single conflict, every world war, whether it be Vietnam, whether it be Korea, whether it be Iran, whether it be Iraq, whether it be any war, all of the wars are for one reason. They're all going to war in these different places, not for your oil, not for your money, not for your sugar. They're going because they need to change your language. They're going to war with these countries to make these people speak English. They need to get rid of the old tongues. Get rid of the old tongues and speak our English, because our language is a language of spells. And the ultimate goal is to subjugate and suppress the divine feminine energy. It's supposed to be a balance. There is no balance in the world. The feminine is oppressed 100% of the planet. America, South America, Africa, Russia, China, the entire world is suppressing the feminine energy. And the way you suppress the feminine energy is through brutality or religion. So you change the religious text to reflect the brutality towards women. The whole thing to keep us out of balance is to suppress the divine feminine energy. That's why. Listen, this is simple.
No,
if you
listen,
just
that's
look
what
at
I'm
it.
saying. Like, we should be following the females, because we have proof that we are directly divinely connected to the earth cycle of life. Now, and I'm not saying it because I am a woman, even though I'm so incredibly happy that I'm a woman, and I don't think that there's a more interesting creature on this planet than a woman. But I'm just
And I
saying.
slightly disagree. See, that's what happens in the world we live in. You have somebody who's abhorrent, who's terrible, who's despicable, i.e., you have a Joe Biden and a Kamala Harris, who are despicable characters, and they're so horrible that you're willing to go to the extreme to Trump, who was another despicable character. Well, what I'm saying is the women. I'm not saying women should be running things. I'm saying that it's supposed to be a balance.
It should
If
be.
and
But we're supposed. The male is supposed to be our counter. You're our
Right.
strength.
So I don't say follow the woman. I say that we're supposed to be working in tandem together,
That is
and
100% true.
we follow each other. We support
Yes.
one another to become one. That's the
100%.
whole
I agree.
part of Jesus. He was supposed to come back for his bride because he needs balance.
The only reason why I said follow the woman is because of the woman's intuition, and that's because we get that because we bring life.
Right.
But I definitely believe that it should be one. It definitely
Yeah,
is
we're
supposed
supposed to be
one.
doing this shit together. I mean,
So I hope-
you go to all of the Middle East, you have nothing but kings, and these in the Middle East, all the countries, all the women are fighting for equality. You know, the way that women are being treated and have been treated throughout history is unbelievable. And for women to not have caught on to this and vote for a man is just, I don't understand how you're not seeing that everywhere in the world you're subjugated by men throughout, whether it be religion or violence. One of the two. Every religion, all of them agreed that you are number two, you ain't shit. That's the balance. And you got so many women, especially in this area that we're calling the Middle East, who are saying, I hate this shit. But we can't do anything about it. They can't vote their way out of their circumstances because they're not allowed to vote. And in America, women weren't given allowed the right to vote until, like, what was it? When they given
1974?
No, that was
No, 60. It was in the 60s, I believe. No, wait.
No, we're talking about, remember, the women's movement.
I gotta think.
Nonetheless,
I can't remember.
Nonetheless, y'all women
Yeah.
just got the right to vote.
Yep, not too long ago.
So it's like, do y'all not realize that all the women I know from my mother's generation all got married, and
Because
all
they
of them
wanted to get out their house,
Exactly.
their parents' house.
And the woman couldn't do anything. My mother's
She
generation,
couldn't get a bank account.
women weren't allowed to get bank accounts until 74.
Yep.
So understand, American women, you weren't allowed your own bank account in 74. You had to get an allowance or money from your husband. So even if you don't seem like it, all of y'all are being under constant pressure. They fucked up the balance.
Yeah, we're the first oppressed species.
Right.
Outside of insects and animals and things like that.
Well, as far as us concerned,
humans, right?
The woman, they've suppressed the divine feminine energy, so the balance is always going to be fucked up.
Yep.
Because you got men making all the decisions, and we have testosterone, and that testosterone is violent. It is violent. There's a reason why the king and the queen is supposed to have been a king and a queen. So, because he and she were each other's counsel.
I can dig it. That's right. That's right. I'm going to go through your comments and then I'm going to go back to dinosaurs and dragons. So, Frank, yes, they should know, definitely know about what's out there right now. Properties, people. The public schools are an agenda to clearly indoctrinate and brainwash. Sheba English is death language 100%. It absolutely should be a balance. This is why virtuous men and women should be supporting one another. That's right.
That's the truth. Yes.
They've enslaved women and a perversion of what's natural. That is right. And we're going to get into that. I'm going to go back to your comment about the virtuous men and virtuous women should be supporting each other because Leonardo da Vinci was saying that.
That's the
Vitruvian Man.
Absolutely.
So, but let me go. I want to go back to dinosaurs and dragons, and then we're going to jump into what you just said, Frank. So, if you guys see my screen, I'm sharing the Chinese zodiac, okay? It's a repeating 12-year cycle with each year represented by an animal and its associated attributes, okay? The 12 animals are in order, All right, now let me pull up the map. Okay, so it starts off with the rat. I am a rat, coincidentally. I'm 19. I'm an Orwellian baby. I'm 1984.
You're a hood rat.
That's right. I'm a hood rat. The very next one is the ox. Okay. You should be the ox, but I don't see. They don't go to the 70s. Hold on. Let me find another one because they're not showing the 70s. Hold on, guys. Because I want to show, because it's so funny because me and Santana are right behind each other. I'm going to do 1960s and up. Let's see here. Images. This one probably is a better one. Oh, I should have did this one. Let's see. Hopefully this thing pulls up because this thing has been so slow. But huh? Actually, you can take these.
I need my black ones.
Well, I don't know where they are. Oh, they're right there. So, why would pull up another one because this is taking so long. Ugh. Gosh, I hate this. Anyway, oh, you're an ox too, Shiva? Okay. I'm trying to pull this up. This thing is moving so slow. And I do not know how to do anything to make it faster.
That's when the word dinosaur was first used.
Oh, let me Google that now while I'm waiting for this.
Yeah,
or is this going to take forever too?
Wait till you guys find out how long the word dinosaur has even existed. They just made that shit up. The word dinosaur is not even 200 years old. So from BC, let's just look at history. So in the 1700s, 1600s, 1500s, 14, 13, 12, all the way, there was no mention of the word dinosaur anywhere in the world. You go back 4,000 years, there was no mention of the word dinosaur anywhere in the world.
This thing is taking forever.
But
I
then,
can't even pull it up.
I'll read it. It'll come up while you're talking.
Yeah, read it. Sorry, I
the
can't
word
show it to you.
dinosaur refers to a diverse group of reptiles that lived during the Mesozoic era, specifically from the Triassic to the Cretaceous period. The term coined by Englishman Sir Richard Owen in 1842. In 1842. So I want you to understand that there was no such thing as the word dinosaur until 1842. So you understand, even when America was so-called founded with the 1776, there was no such thing as the word dinosaur. It's all a big fucking lie. All of it is a lie. Everything you learned was a lie. It was a lie, and it still continues to be a lie. They're no damn dinosaurs. They were the Nephilim. But if you acknowledge that they were Nephilim, that means that people will have to acknowledge that there's some aspects of the Bible that are true. So they're just lying to you. There's no damn dinosaur. They're lying. It just came. I mean, if I said if I invented the word dinosaur today, you'd look at me like I was crazy. Well, because you're born into it, it seems normal. But there was no such thing as a damn dinosaur until some cat out of the UK, another damn liar. His name is Sir Richard Owens. Dinosaur, and it means large lizard. It means like great. What it says. Okay, so it means from the Greek word dinios means terrible or fearful, and sauros means lizard or reptile. So that's what the guy who made the word dinosaur. So it's the damn lie.
Absolutely, and they were dragons. So anyway, so I'm just gonna go here because I can't pull up the chart with all of the years on there. But from it says for the 1960s and up, 1960s rat, 1961 an ox. Then you have a tiger, rabbit, dragon, snake, horse, goat, monkey, rooster, dog, and pig. Now, oh, and you can see 1973 is the ox year as well. Um, Now, tell me, is a rat here now, honey?
I've seen lots of rats.
Is an ox still here?
I've seen a couple oxes in person.
Do we have tigers here?
I believe tigers do exist.
Do we have rabbits here?
You're a rabbit.
Have you seen do we have dragons here?
I have not seen a dragon.
Do we have snakes here?
I've seen snakes.
Do we have horses here?
I see horses right outside.
Do we have goats?
The goats are playing with the horses.
Monkeys?
There's monkeys.
Roosters?
I hear them every morning.
Dogs? Perro?
I hear their asses today. I saw one today.
Pig? Porco?
Yep, I've seen them too.
Okay, so out of all the 12 zodiacs in the Chinese zodiac calendar, the only one that we don't see is a dragon. So all of these other animals exist, but we're supposed to believe that the dragon that's also on here doesn't exist. Why would they put an animal here that doesn't exist?
It defies common sense.
Why?
I mean, logically, if people would look at it logically with common sense, they would come to the same conclusion, in my opinion.
I mean, does that make sense to you? All of these other animals we have here, we see them here. We have all of these. We have rats, ox, tigers, rabbits, snakes, horse, goat, monkeys, roosters, dogs, pigs.
Every culture in the world has the story of a dragon. Every culture everywhere in the world speaks of a dragon.
Yeah. And so much that they literally made it one of the zodiacs. They made the Chinese, it's in the Chinese zodiac.
But I challenge anybody to find dinosaur in any religious scripture, any text, anything,
Or anyone's zodiac.
anywhere. Go through religious texts, go through history. There ain't no damn dinosaur. They just made it up. Everything is a lie. The history is a lie. Caesar and the Ides of Mark, all these things are lies. They're all lies. The history is a lie. There's a gentleman by the name of Anatoly Flamenco out of Russia. He found this out and he thought that he was going to change the entire world because he realized everything about history was a lie. And if you don't believe that being the case, then let's not look at history and let's look at today. Today, if you lived before 2001, you were being told that 19 people came and hijacked planes and crashed into those Twin Towers in New York. And you know damn well that was done by the Mossad and the US government. You know that our government killed Kennedy. Listen.
You know our government killed MLK.
But
our government killed Malcolm X.
But the history reflects a lie. So it's not like they just started lying today. This has been their MO throughout the known history that you know. They lie. They've been lying back then. They're lying today. They're still lying. Don't believe none of it. Look at outside. Look at outside. Look outside and look at the world today. Because one thing that has not changed since humans have existed on this plane is human nature. So we were humans 5,000 years ago, 6,000 years ago, and we're humans today. Human nature does not change.
Nope.
They're lying. If how many people we were told that Iraq had weapons of mass destructions. Is that the truth or is it a lie? We were told that these medical procedures that we were forced to take were safe and effective and will prevent you from getting this contagion. And everyone still got it because it's a lie, but the history is reflecting something different. The history is still saying these medical interventions are safe when it's a lie. History told us that Columbus discovered America. How do you discover a land where there's already 100 million people there? How does that happen? It's all a lie, but history is reading a particular way, and it is a lie, and it's going on today as we speak. We were told for 7 years that the biggest pedophile ring in all the world that we know of is taking place by both the Democrats and both the Republicans. Talked about this person who was molesting children, participating in child trafficking, human trafficking. And now they're saying that it was not, none of these things were true. We are watching history being lied to right now in front of our face. It's a lie. It is a lie. It was a lie then. It's a lie now. Don't believe nothing. Start from where you are and look outside. Look out, use your eyes and look at what's today and fix that. Because anything else is conjecture and it's going through the filter of liars.
Absolutely. Let's see here. Hey, on average Joe, I haven't seen you in a while. Ready for the targeted individual programs to get exposed and all the perps, aka gang stalkers, held accountable with felony stalking charges and made to pay restitution to all of us targeted individuals. Don't hold your breath on average Joe.
Oh man, unaverage Joe, man, you. But unaverage Joe, I'm just letting you know that I don't know your story, but clearly you understand how they target individuals. You have to be one to really actually understand it. And for you to recognize that means that you are one. September 23rd, 2025 is judgment. So the folks who have participated in all of these things are going to be judged that day. I promise you, they will be judged. Because what people don't realize is they're not reading the Bible properly. And fortunately for me and Ariel, we weren't married to that book. We're not married to any of these ideologies, and we're able to see through and see what's really being said. But these people who went along with this thing that we're calling Satan, the demiurge, the people don't realize that this judgment day thing, they will get, they're going to be able to go with the God that they have been following. They don't understand the Bible ain't talking about the most high, the light creator, the one that created the entire universe. The Bible was talking about the demiurge. These people who are going to lose their lives by the millions, they're going to be with their father. And their father they're talking about, they don't realize is Satan. Like they are done. They are done. So you just sit back and your window of opportunity to get out of this and to get whatever was taken from you, it's coming because it's literally right around the corner. It's 2 months from now. Now I know it sounds crazy, and I'm gonna tell you something. I wouldn't say it unless I absolutely knew it. I know from some things I haven't shared that are too crazy to share that it's confirmed as well. But you hang in there on average, Joe. And once this go down, we all get together and have a delicious cup of Joe. Yeah, your father would like that one.
Yeah, definitely. All right, let's see what else you said here. If I read correct info, it said rhinoceros used to be the original unicorn. You know that in, let me see if I can pull this up. Let's see. If my computer would only go, gosh. There is a state, I believe it's Michigan. I'm not sure if it's Michigan or not. I'm trying to pull it up to find out. I can look it up on my phone. They do they have a thing where it's a unicorn hunting and you can get a unicorn hunting license. Where do they do unicorn hunting? Now it's supposed to be fictitious, of course. It's supposed to just be for all fun and games in America because my computer is moving so slow. Yeah, it is Michigan. I was right. In magical woods of the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, Lake Superior State University is celebrating its 50th year of unicorn hunting. Yes, you read that correctly. The university has been licensing unicorn hunters for many years. So I wanted to show you on here, but my computer's moving so slow. But I just looked it up on okay, in Michigan. Let's see if this works. Here you go. Share this instead. So all of these things are definitely real. Let's see here. Because discover means to see what's been here. Christopher Columbus was a liar. Facts, fam. Oh, listen. Christopher Columbus's story is such a lie that they said that he was white. Christopher Columbus wasn't white. Marco Polo wasn't white. They were all Moors. They were all Moors.
Listen, listen. Your Constitution prohibits slavery. Slavery didn't end until 1865. You guys got to stop listening to the shit that's written down and look at what's actually happening.
They not.
For all the folks
our followers aren't.
for all the folks out there, especially who people are constitutionalists, I believe in the constitutions. You never believe in the Constitution. Constitution does not uphold slavery, yet we had slavery. All of that's a lie. Like, why don't people understand that it's all a lie? All the rights that you say you have will be stripped of you. The courts will not uphold nothing. The only people the courts will uphold laws for are the ones that are part of their system. You can't get anything done as a person, as a normal person. You need the courts to do that. If somebody came and punched you in your face, you can't do a damn thing. But if you go and punch Donald Trump in the face, then the law's going to come onto you. None of these rules are for you. It's just rules for the system to use in their defense to denigrate you.
Mm-hmm.
These are things that are written. They're lies. All of them are lies. The system is a judgment has been made, and the judgment is fuck no. Y'all gonna burn for this. They already made the decisions. Already been made, but it's up to you to realize that it's a lie. It's all a lie. The right gave you a so-called gave you. They had no right or authority to have it take them away from you. You have a right to remain silent. The Constitution didn't give you that. The Creator gave us all of these rights. They're pretending to be God. It's all a lie.
So here you go. If you ever want to go unicorn hunting, this is where you can get your license in Michigan. Anyone and everyone prepared to join the quest will be issued a unicorn license. So long as potential members follow the above, pay no dues, attend no meetings, are nice to people and unicorns alike, understand that in 1977, due to public concern over then dwindling unicorn herds, we have changed the word hunt to quest on the license while retaining the original title of organization because we thought that was fair. Travel back in time to 1971 to thank the DNU creators, Bill Rave, Director of Public Relations, and English professors Peter Thomas, John McCabe, blah, 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 among others in efforts 1970s to garner more publicity for LSSU hosting a snowman burning on the first day of spring to bid goodbye to winter, and compiling at the end of the year a tongue-in-cheek banished words list as safeguard against misuse, overuse, and uselessness of the English Language, 1976. This is interesting. Annual tradition still practiced today, and publishing a campus literary quarterly to the Woods Runner. And most importantly, upon receipt of membership into the special club, send us a color photo of the unicorn quester display that hallowed permit. The following are optional: wearing wonderful unicorn hunting gear, riding, feeding, grooming, or hugging unicorn friends, providing tips on how to hunt unicorns, revealing details of unicorn sightings. This is hilarious, by the way. But this is talking about some real shit though, right here. Tongue in cheek banished words list about the English language. I didn't know that part. So they got a lot of stuff going on there in Lake Superior. Which these universities, they be having all kinds of stuff going on that we don't know about. But yeah, but look into this. They're doing rituals and stuff up here. They're burning snowmen to say goodbye to winter. Man, you learn something new every day.
Well, this is the last time this is happening. This is never this is truly the most wicked generation that ever existed. And what's taking place, none of these things are ever going to happen again. I promise you it will never ever happen again. This is the last time. I promise. I promise.
I believe that too. I believe that too. It's I don't believe that this is gonna happen again.
It will not.
So I hope this information helped you guys. I hope we shared something. I hope you learned something, because I hate spending a lot of time somewhere and I learned absolutely nothing. Give you some food for thought. If you have some questions, drop it here, because I'm going to end this live. So if you got any more questions or you want us to look at anything, we're here. So we can look into it. I want to thank you all for adding your knowledge. And
shout out to Cairo Santana. What a cool
shout out to Cairo Santana. I mean, you have a big, insightful future ahead of you, son. Your grandmother looked out. Your grandmother looked out. I mean, that is just such a cool name. That is such a cool name. I love that name, Cairo. Sounds like a Dragon Ball Z character.
Yeah, it's like...
That is hot. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to end this. You guys stay awesome. And
get your frequency up.
You guys love is hard, and as long as you can with the people who are deserving. And just try to spread that energy, because we need more love out here. It's a lot of hate. It's a lot of chaos going on. And there's no building. They have us fighting, so we're not building. We need to be building. So with that said, I'm going to end this. My baby is calling for me now. So can you dig it?
Peace.